So,
Hi.
hi. So today we will be interviewing Dr. Alyshia Bustos.
Yes, and she is a wonderful teacher. And speaking of teaching, she also teaches how to build community through her mural art. I think that's pretty exciting.
Oh, I know, and she does interactive community-based murals.
Yes,
And I feel like it's a perfect marriage between technology and art.
it is.
Stay tuned and watch us.
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Coffee Chat Creatives. I'm Claudia.
I'm Siri.
And
Oh, sorry.
today we are at Grandma's Coffee Garden.
Ta-da! It's off Gennard and Silver, in Albuquerque. And
What are you up to this week?
this week I will be taking down my show from the Hamus Fine Arts, and I did go visit there once with a friend.
Yes.
And I saw a few things sold, so I was like, ooh, special.
Yay.
And then the person I was sharing it with, Mona Hoover, she sold a few things. So I was like,
that is
yay.
awesome. That's really good. That's a good
Thank
way
you.
to get to know, get yourself out there. So good for you for doing that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And then also, I'm selling on consignment at a few shops recently. The Color Wheel Toy Store.
Yes.
I'm definitely. Oh, there was the Artisans.
Yes.
Art shop off Monte Vista. And then I'm gonna be selling some work at the Curious Toast Cafe.
Ooh.
Near Nob Hill, and I'm excited.
Is this going to be prints or originals?
I was thinking I was gonna sell some original, frame it on their walls. They have a really cool kind of art system going, and then they have the OT circus right across the street.
Okay.
So getting ready for that. They do artwork a lot, and I'm just excited.
Oh, that's
what about
awesome.
you though?
I have a class at Casa Rondeña tomorrow. We're doing stemless glasses, and then this week I'm just working on more stuff for markets. I'm trying to work on some commissions. I have some 5-minute sketches that I got from the market that I'm going to be doing. So
awesome. Yeah, I remember at the last market we were running back and forth from the booths, hyping each other up, and that was the funniest thing.
I had the best salesperson in my booth.
I know, this sexy saleswoman came over to my booth and started promoting me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I don't have to do anything.
Did you sell something with them?
I got a potential sale, but it was just cool. I think it was because it was literally the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
it was just fun.
When people are at the last 20 minutes, they feel bad buying stuff. I'm like, nah, this is the best time. So I feel the
best shopper is the last one. Yeah. It's always like, oh wow, thank you for coming in, and I always stay at the very end, and I'm like, okay, who's gonna be my last shopper?
I know, I love that, and it's so fun because even if it's 20 minutes over and they bought a sticker, you get to sit down and hear their story of why they're there and what's going on.
And it's grandpa special. And this. Yeah, no, it was good.
It's a special way to connect.
Today we have somebody very special because we have Dr. Alyshia Bustos. She's a PhD in computer science.
Yes.
Very different from people that we've interviewed before. But she is, I asked you before, do you consider yourself more of an engineer or an artist?
I guess I kind of am an artist. I just never really seen myself as that. And I know in one of your other podcasts you were talking to somebody and they were like, that moment of you're like, oh, I guess I kind of am. It still feels unnatural to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Are you not? What do you do for a living?
Well, right now I'm teaching, so
okay.
How exciting!
Yeah, I love it. But
so she's more on the engineer side.
Yeah, more engineering, I guess. Yes. But I bring in a lot of art aspects into my engineering.
This was what attracted me to your art.
Thank you.
Yes. That it is. Tell us more about it because it's really cool.
Yeah. So over the last couple of years, I've been making interactive murals, actually throughout Albuquerque here, and they kind of have a combination of a few different things. So we take traditional murals and we embed electronic components into them, but we focus on the actual mural as itself. That's the main piece of it, and then we just kind of We have like the art part of it, and then I work with middle school and high school students,
How exciting.
which actually are like the collaborators and artists of the work. Like I think they're amazing artists, and I think the first one that I did with high school students, all the visuals, it's kind of like a floral garden, and all of those designs were the students, like original designs, which I absolutely loved, because I think inspiring those kids at such a young age that, like, hey, you can, put your art out there, and you can also do these, like, technical things,
Yes.
which I just love.
Mixing the two worlds.
Definitely. Yeah, I
That
think
is
it's
so cool.
important.
That's awesome. Tell me about the one that you were talking, I think is the one in Explora that you're working on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I'm doing one at Explorer, which is like the children's museum here in Albuquerque. This one was based off of like student like teenage listening sessions that they did. So they wanted to basically talk to, or they had listening sessions where they asked teens, what are your hopes and fears of the world and your life, and a lot of them, were had this kind of like view of like it's kind of crazy right now, and they know that, but they also see like the hope in that they can make a change, but it takes like all of them working together. So this mural has like there's a tree in the center, with like these kind of not dark roots, but roots that are kind of showing that there's a lot of history there, and then there's yuccas on the side, and it's interactive where if you touch one or either one of the yuccas just by themselves, there's going to be like a few lights that go throughout the tree, but when you touch both of them or you have two people touching them, it shows kind of all the lights light up in the tree, kind of building this like connection between like community, and like it takes all of us to kind of build like just like more hope in the world.
I love that. That was what attracted me to this piece that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, wow, bringing in community and bringing hope. Yes.
Yes.
And it's so interactive too, with community.
Yeah.
Was it hard to like source the materials for that, or was it difficult to get the team together to build something like that?
No, not really. So I'm like Explorer has been really great with having recruiting the students for me, which is really nice. And then some of the materials, like it's not. I use very like common materials that you can even get at like any store, really. Like we use copper tape, which I think is used in like different types of like sewing and fabric industry.
Okay.
But we use copper tape to make our electrical circuits. So we're not using wires. We're using this like smooth tape that can like blend into the painting, where you can paint over it and it still holds its connection.
Wow.
This is the question.
Yeah.
This will tell you if you're like an artist or engineer. Do you keep not trash, but like, do you keep stuff in a box?
Oh, like
there's like,
little
this will
wires?
come in handy for me. You do? Okay.
I do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Oh,
That
works.
Artists
Yeah.
do that.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
I do
Cheers
that.
to you.
Thank you.
The
Cheers.
artist.
Yeah. Cheers. What are you guys drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking a latte. What about you?
I'm drinking a chantilly latte.
Ooh.
I'm drinking the same chantilly raspberry something.
Yes.
It is really
It's
good.
adorable. There's
It
little
is.
raspberries on
It is
top.
amazing.
That's
I'm gonna
it.
be. This is
Very
the
good.
highlight of my day right here. Sorry, not tonight.
Right?
Just spend it all day with you. and
She's
this-
like, this coffee. Oh, you guys are here.
Oh yeah. But that was really good.
That is amazing.
Okay. How did you get started with your career?
Okay, so I mean, how far back do you want me to go? Like I was mentioning earlier that I never really saw myself as an engineer. I had no idea what I wanted to do when I was younger. It wasn't until college that I was found this path of hey, I actually kind of like engineering and programming, because programming in itself is kind of an art, like an unseen art, where you can use these like various different like languages to make either like graphical things or just like different. I mean, there's so many things you can do with it, and I liked that like puzzle piece making of it. And so I got my bachelor's in computer science, and then while I was doing my master's, I actually met my PhD advisor, Leah Beakley, and she's amazing. All of her like work is like that combination of art and technology, and she's my biggest inspiration. She's amazing.
That's awesome.
And so and I mean, and if you even go to like her lab at UNM, it looks like an art studio more than like a computer science like lab, which I just loved. It just was like a breath of fresh air in that community.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I married an engineer, completely PhD, electrical engineering. He's completely like engineer. My dad's an engineer. My father-in-law is an engineer. So I'm like, and for me, the engineering is very analytical, extremely analytical. How do you mesh the not so analytical of art with the analytical parts of engineering?
Question. Yeah, so I think for me that combination focuses really on like the interaction of our pieces, because we start with the conceptual design of the art, of like the meaning of it, and then we try to kind of piece around like electrical components that would not necessarily enhance it, but to basically like highlight certain aspects of the art. And so the analytical part is then like figuring out how to piece those into the art piece. And I think it's very much kind of like the approach, but it always starts with the art first, and then it kind of translates into the electrical and programming aspect.
Wow. Okay. So it's interesting that you do the teaching, because I would say that's a good balance between the two.
Yeah.
But the age range of the kids that you choose, like 6th to 8th grade, you said?
No, middle school to high school.
Middle school to high school.
Wow. 7th, 8th. I think the youngest was
Cheers
14.
to teachers from middle school.
Yes.
Cheers.
Yeah, but I mean, and so in addition to like teaching, at least for those murals, like I very much was focused on like the technical aspects of it, mainly because it was for my PhD research. But so we actually did also collaborate with internationally known muralist Nani Bachacon.
Wow.
And so she helped really bring the art kind of like conceptual designs to them, but then the students just like expanded on it, which was just like so amazing to see. And just I have these like photos of them just like working, and they're just so engaged, and I loved it.
And do you feel like you get lost in the work, like as a muralist? That's a big project, because it's not like we've seen some people do big projects like the 5x5 canvases or 8x8, but this is a whole wall, and that could be like 20 by 30 feet.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Like, do you sketch it out first?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of sketching and that goes to it. So like I mentioned earlier, we sketch out the visual design. Well, sorry, before we even do the visual design, we work in like the community and like try to find our collaborators of like who we want to work with. Our biggest one was actually the National Hispanic Cultural Center, and that one's 44 feet wide and 10 feet tall.
Oh my goodness, that is big.
Yeah, that was a lot, but it was the pros of like having the larger murals is that we can have more students work on it, so there's like more collaboration and community, because they can work on different parts and be a part of all of the aspects.
Really cool. It's just asking about like working on such a large scale thing, sketching it out, and the preparation for that, and getting others involved into the vision. So do you make the vision, or do you let the team build it?
So it's a joint kind of process, because we don't want to have like too many technical aspects of the murals, because that is very time consuming, and if we had years to work on them, it'd be great with these students, but we usually only have the students for like 5 weeks, and so there's a lot of planning that we kind of have to do. So we will come up with like a slight like conceptual design, like Nani will work on that, and then I come up with some constraints. So like, okay, we're just going to do like touch sensors and sound for this piece. And then we introduce those to the students in like small little activities, and then just kind of build upon that, get the visual design, get the interactions that they want to get or have in their piece, and then we just kind of build from there and just collaborate together. There's a lot of iterations, but it's very much, we want the students to be involved in it as much as possible, because again, this goes into like the hope of the future, where we want to empower these students to like show them that they can do these things.
I know. How exciting for them to be like, I worked on this. And be like,
actually,
and interactive too.
Definitely. And actually, one of my students, he was like 17 and got his own piece in the the National Hispanic Cultural Center, like his own piece. I mean, we did like I supported him in doing an interactive piece, but all the art was his, and like to be 17 and have your work in the National Museum.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh my word.
Like that was, I mean, to me, I'm like, that's so cool.
Yes. That is cool. And that's a sign of a good teacher. You're not jealous or anything. You're just building him up.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a fine line between like being encouraging and supportive and then being like jealous and stuff. And it's so easy to get it stuck in like, why is he like so young and successful? And then like,
no, I mean,
that's amazing.
For me, it's like, no, I want them to get out there and like explore. And I mean, and I think she like, that was always kind of, I guess the way I always saw it is, I mean, I never really saw myself as an artist, so I was like, but I know the students did, and so
she just said she's an artist. Yeah,
I know.
Yes, I think you're gonna have to like go half and half and say yes. I'm an artist.
Yeah.
But
it's like
Dr. Artist right there.
Dr. Artist.
Dr. Artist.
That's what the A's for.
There we go.
Sorry.
But yeah, so I think, you know, for me, since I had never seen myself as an artist, I was like, no, like I want to support these students and like letting them, you know, follow that passion, because a lot of the students that we recruit are students who are actually not interested in engineering, like students that are very much, you know, embedded in the art world, and you know, where like, you know, technology kind of programming and stuff was like very foreign to them, and like through interviews with the students, it was very interesting to see their shift in like what they could do, and kind of their shift of how they see things around them, which has been really just rewarding, I think, personally.
Yeah. So you're looking from everybody's perspective. Oh my word. Because talk about perspective, you're married to an engineer.
I know.
And then you're the artist in the family, and then you have this eternal war with yourself, like engineer, artist, and yourself.
Yeah,
that is so cool. Both my parents are software engineers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it makes for very interesting conversations because they're so logical.
Yeah,
and then I think it's really great to have that structure, but finding the artsy side and finding that balance, that's really cool.
Yeah, no, I like it because when I grew up like, you know, very kind of strict Hispanic family, and you know, everything was like, had to be very like a certain way, which I think with engineering, you know, everything has to be a certain way and it has that logical aspect. But I think having the art and that ability to kind of let go of the control and let things kind of flow naturally, just like for me, I guess it's like a breath of fresh air, because I was like, oh, it doesn't have to be so structured, but it can be when it needs to be, but then also it doesn't have to be, and I love that. I love that combination of art and technology.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We were talking about this of when we met, my husband and I met her before, and she's like, that's our perfect child, not to but because she's like technology and art.
Yeah.
So it's like the perfect marriage between those.
Blend. Oh my goodness.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. So how do you get these mural jobs? Because a lot of people, they're like, oh, I want to paint a wall, but they don't even know where to go.
Yeah, so I mean, I think I was fortunate enough to kind of be working with my PhD advisor, Leah, because she had previously made a proposal, like a grant proposal from the National Science Foundation to get funding to build these interactive murals. And she'd already been working with collaborators in the community, but she didn't really have a student to, you know, just take it and run with it. So when I started as her PhD student, she was like, this is perfect. You love teaching. And, you know, and she just kind of gave me this, you know, this project, and I just ran with it. So I was able to just use the connections that I made through her. And then I, during like some other kind of workshops that I did outside of my PhD, I met this woman, Marina at Explora and the Children's Museum, and we just clicked, and she's like, you should come and do workshops here. And so then I started doing workshops with them, and that grew into, you know, just other projects. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I love how it touches all senses, not just, I mean, obviously you've got the visual.
Yeah.
Yes, for that reason, it's interactive art. Yeah. But tell us more about that, like all the senses that is brought in.
I mean, like every project is very unique. It's not, you know, there's not one that has been, you know, repetitive. It's all very, like, I don't know, I would say like it really just depends on like who we're working with, and they bring these like such rich experiences and like values into their pieces. So for example, the class that I'm teaching this semester, my students had to build interactive kind of like artifacts, and it could be art, but it could be also like devices. And two of my students did projects for visually impaired people and for users, and they all had personal connections to it. So one of the guys, he made like this little interactive like device that would go on his grandma's cane, to basically provide her feedback of when she's walking around the house, to kind of let her know like, hey, you're coming close to something. There's like a little sound. There's also vibrations. And there's like I think different modes of the vibration of telling her like how close and whatnot. And so it was very interesting because like that student went very much into a specific user, but then there was like other students who had like this one student, he made this artifact that when you touch it, it lights up and it kind of has like a humming sensation, and it's supposed to help you breathe, like for when you're stressed out.
People with anxiety.
Yeah, with anxiety. And so it's kind of like an anxiety de-stressing tool, and they just all had such beautiful connections. So I think it very much depends on like the collaborators. Like they bring in every different sense, and like I just roll with it. I love it.
That is really cool. As a teacher, like, is it hard to find the balance between like, obviously, even as an engineer and artist, is it hard to find that balance of like, okay, this is actually going to be very useful and practical versus, okay, this is really creative and fun. How do you balance that out?
Yeah, so I mean, I think I take the same approach that I did with like my murals, the way I do with my students, is that I give them like some like general constraints, but then I want them to explore, and I have them do certain activities where they actually give each other feedback on their proposals of what they're interested in making, and I think that right there, like having that peer-to-peer like interaction with each other, and like being able to provide input for students that are thinking about their projects, they gave each other a bunch of really great feedback. So like I gave them like some technical constraints, like there should be 2 inputs, 1 output, or 2 outputs, and then I mean the creative part of it, I really gave them the freedom to be like, this can be something that you're passionate about, this can be I mean like the just like endless opportunities. I basically just wanted them to find something that would mean something to them.
So cool.
Yeah,
that is so fun.
That is fun.
Because it's different.
It is.
You're used to going to a gallery where everything is like you're just looking.
Oh, don't touch.
And
and
exactly. Ours is like you gotta touch it.
Yeah,
very much. Yeah.
That is the cool part.
I know.
Because most places are no touch, and then you go there and they're like, oh, please touch the art, and you're like, should I?
Yeah, no, we had to put a sign at the National Hispanic Cultural Center where it was like, you can't touch this, because that one, basically the whole wall was built.
We need to go see that.
We should.
I know.
That one is fun.
That'd
that
be really
one
cool.
is basically the whole wall is like touch sensors using conductive paint.
Is it outside? Inside?
It's outside.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the 44-foot one. That's really long.
Really? At the Hispanic Center?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's yeah. That was a really fun.
I see a field trip and everything. Future.
Should we? Oh my gosh.
We should go see it.
Yeah.
I know.
How far is it from here?
It's not far.
It's on 4th Street and I don't remember.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's by Barelas
Yeah.
neighborhood. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Hispanic
do see a
natural.
field trip.
I know. It's good.
Exciting.
We'll go and see it.
When you first started murals, that's like a big deal. And like, what were you doing before then? Like, were you just like dreaming of the murals? Like, oh, I'm gonna do this, or
so before I like started my PhD, it was very much like my passion was just in like teaching and supporting students.
yes.
And so and the mural thing, like I've always loved the murals like around here, like in Albuquerque. Like we have such a rich history of muralists.
Yes.
And like I was always inspired by it. But again, like I had never thought of myself as an artist, so I kind of was just like, that is like some future thing that is beautiful, and who knows if that'll ever happen. But then when I started my PhD program, my advisor Leah was just like, I have this project, and like just like this is what I imagined, and I was like, I love that, like combining like traditional murals, which again just have so much, that holds so much like of a space in the artist world here in Albuquerque, and but then being able to like incorporate, art, technology, the community, like supporting young students, all things that like I just think are, they're part of my core values, just I guess as a person.
That's awesome. And I love that you like just love your students so much, and it just shows in your work, and
you're supportive to them, and that's awesome.
And
that's
how
great.
you interact, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you. I do think that some of that also stems from like some of the lack of support that I had when I was younger, where I just was like, I want to provide students with the support that maybe I never had, or that I didn't have at certain parts in life, and because again, the world is hard enough as it is. Like, let's support each other. There's no reason not to. Like, there's so many possibilities out there. I don't think there's any reason to like have competition. I don't really like sports, so for the competitions, that's probably.
Yeah. There's a difference between being competitive and having competition.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a little competitive spirit.
Yeah.
But there is something wrong about climbing over others to get to that top.
I just think that's such like a negative perspective on life. It's not helpful to anybody.
No, exactly.
I totally agree. Look at us.
She's a perfect example of supportive.
Both of us,
like I think almost this doesn't usually go on air, or does it? I think it actually does. So Claudia will ask the artists that we interview, is there anything we can do to support you, like personally? And she's like, I know we're gonna like add it on, and she's like asking like, do you have a website and stuff? And Claudia is probably one of the most supportive people I know. And then there's just people like who just, I love that about you, because it really it stood out to me, and like this is what the podcast is about, building community. And it sounds like you're doing that with your students. It's amazing.
I know. Hopefully we can do more with you, and
connect more
and support you.
Thank you.
Do you sell your art?
I mean, because the murals are like on walls, we can't.
True.
That's true.
But I mean, I've done smaller pieces, like with my students, but like the one that I mentioned that the one that was 17 and had its own piece at the National Hispanic Cultural Center. Yes, I helped with that piece, but I still wanted it to be his. So I think he's selling that.
Wow.
Again, like it's not for me. I do these projects not for me, not for the,
That's awesome, because she's like on the sideline just cheering on for them. Like, that's what a teacher does.
That's my goal, is like I want them to be, the focus. So like, even actually at our showcase for the mural that's at NHCC, I made it a point that to have like some large tables for all of my students to put their own art there, and they were actually able to sell a few pieces, which was just amazing. So like they had their own art like set up, at the National
such
Museum.
young age, and be able to do that. That's really good.
That is. I'm just taking some notes. That is amazing.
That is awesome.
So you let your students explore, engage, and then you just encourage them.
I love that.
So that is awesome. Okay, final question, I think. That's going to be my final. I don't know if red or green?
Ooh, it depends on what I'm eating, but usually red. Like I love a green chili cheeseburger, but like I love like red enchiladas or like stuffed sopapillas.
With red?
With red, very much a red girl. But then there's like some things that I like green in. So it kind of depends on my mood. What
same.
about you?
No, I'm the same. It's like a mood, but you never mix them.
I don't really mix
them. My! Finally, you get somebody on your team.
Exactly. This is.
That's okay. That's good.
I love this.
What about you?
I love Christmas.
Don't say it. That's cheating.
But I know, but she gets mad. No, but like you say, green chili cheeseburger. Yes. I'm not gonna rub it with red sauce. Don't worry.
No, that's true. And
that's her response is probably the best response we've gotten. Is like, depends on what.
It is a mood thing.
But like if you get chile rellenos smothered with what?
Red.
Yeah. And green on the side. It's like red and green. Christmas. I'm sorry I ruined it for you.
Don't be sorry. It's your
my
thing.
Taste. It's my taste bud.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's the artist side. But I love that it's a mood thing for you too. So
I do a lot of things made like vibes and mood.
That is awesome. Well, it was wonderful to have you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I hope to see you more often.
Yes, definitely. I would like to collaborate, like especially this next year.
But no, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you both for having me. I'm really happy.
I know.
It was an honor.
It is amazing. So thank you,
Yes.
Dr. Alyshia Bustos.
Thank you. Thank you both so much.
Awesome. And like, follow, and subscribe, and share.
Share and comment. It really does help. But also, thank y'all for watching, and we appreciate you.
Yes, and I'm gonna take videos of this wonderful coffee shop.
It's dreamy over
It's beautiful.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
I could stay here all day long.
Honestly, I could too.
Yeah.
Bye. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.